Vote Tokiwa Sogo 2068.
I think my vote will go towards anyone else during that election year.
Well,
don't you know he's going to be the kindest Oma Zi-O in the future?
Oh yeah, he's going to be the kindest, most loving Demon King because that fucking makes sense.
Anyways, hey guys, it's Ryeguy here back with another podcast, and joining me today, as always, is Lexical Medley.
I'm a lurker,
as you know. We also got Sonic Adventure DX here.
Hey, what up?
Yeah, you may remember him from the Neo Saban podcast. He was also part of another podcast we recorded, but I unfortunately lost that one because I just got a new computer and I got rid of some of the old stuff on my other one, so yeah.
Nah, it's all good. Dimensions in Danger wasn't that exciting, so
yeah.
Yeah, it's moments, but it definitely could have been better.
Yeah. We're here to do what we usually do. This has kind of become a yearly tradition with us now at this point. We just discuss our current thoughts on the current running Kamen Rider series. This, of course, being Kamen Rider Zi-O, the big anniversary for Kamen Rider. Not just because it's 20 years of Heisei, but it's like the last final entry of the Heisei era. Because Emperor stepping down, he's giving the throne to his son.
We'll be entering the Ryeguy era on May 1st, I believe. That's when the Ryeguy era will start. And I do like the name Ryeguy. Ryeguy is a very nice, beautiful name.
Yeah. So naturally, to kick off the final entry to the Heisei era, who the fuck do you get to produce? Who the fuck do you get to produce and write your shows? Let's see. I don't know. The guy who thinks any toku I'm not actively involved in is juvenile. The same schmuck who wrote Ninja and the head writer for Q Ranger.
Yeah, because Ninja wasn't juvenile.
Yeah.
Although I do like Q Ranger, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah, again, it's this is all subjective, but it's as you can imagine by those descriptors. Oh boy, this shows that if you've been following me on like Twitter or like Facebook or like maybe a couple of posts on my DeviantArt that is now gone.
He has a hard on for Zi-O.
Yeah, I pretty much openly made it clear. Like I hate Zi-O. This show has been just a big, like massive, like it's not only just like bottom of the barrel. It's bottom of the barrel, but it's like it cut a hole through the barrel to dig even deeper than that. If that makes any sense.
Pretty much. Yeah, this is easily worse than Ghost.
Yeah,
I didn't think would happen for a very long time. Like when I came out of Ghost hating that, I didn't ever think that it would be topped this quickly. Or should I say bottomed out this quickly? Yeah, bottomed out. It shouldn't have been bottomed out this quickly.
Here's the thing. It's like we didn't. Well, yeah, Ghost was bad. It had a lot of problems, inconsistent writing. The fact that it was focusing more on the thematics of eyeballs and instead of the paranormal stuff. But really, its biggest sin at the end of the day was that it was just annoyingly preachy.
Very, very obnoxious and hallmarky, and like it presented it very poorly. Like it had a very basic bitch understanding of human emotions.
Yeah,
and it made it very obnoxious and very childish.
Yeah, but
Zi-O, on the other hand,
yeah. Sorry, what were you?
Takaru was many things, but
yeah. You want to say anything here, Sonic Adventure DX?
Yeah, or you could just call me Sonic for short. Oh gosh, so many people are probably gonna cringe at that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call you.
The business thing,
all right. Okay, I'm just gonna call you DX.
Okay, so do you want me to say my opinion on Ghost or Zi-O or what?
Zi-O, because we don't want to have you left out. Just do you have anything to say, Mr. DX?
Oh no, Mr. DX was my father. You can call me Valentin as Alcohol, Sylvester, Malibu, Strawberry, Tundra, Beer, Charlton, Hamos, Bitch, Paul, Storage, Starts, Kaiser the Third. Okay, but seriously, as far as Ghost goes, I like the aesthetics. Takeru was kind of a whiny pussy, but that's a different topic of conversation. But as far as Zi-O goes, I like it, but it's definitely not perfect. I pretty much watch it for entertainment because, I like watching the fight scenes. I like watching previous characters come back, which that's one thing that Zi-O has over a decade is that, they actually get back past riders. And granted, decade, he went to alternate universes. So, the stories were a bit altered. And we did get Tetsuo Kurata to be Minami Kotaro again. And we got a couple of the Hibiki riders to come back for a few examples for decade. But as far as Zi-O goes, that's one thing that has better than decade. But,
yeah.
Oh boy, what? Well, the thing with Zi-O is that I like the aesthetics. The aesthetics are cool, and suit designs are cool, but there's definitely some things about it that aren't perfect. Like Sogo talking about him being king, and at first, I was like you, Rye. I was like the king of what? So. And then we find out, he's going to become a heartless tyrant in the future. Tokugawa Sogo, 2068. But, well, I don't know. He just... Sogo seems kind of irresponsible. And I understand that, he's young. He's 18. But, then again, most 18-year-olds aren't as childish as he is. But that aside, he... sometimes I kind of think maybe his irresponsibility and selfishness, what if it's done on purpose to show him going down the path of becoming Oma Zi-O?
Okay, we'll actually get to that when we actually do characters. Right now, I just want to discuss, what's more wrong with this show's, a story, how everyone...
Well, as far as things that it's getting wrong, a good example would be, how the frig did Kusaka come back? He got his neck snapped and turned to dust. Why is he back? How did he come back? Did the Time Jackers do something about that off screen? And then, we've got this weird Toku logic to where Takumi says, I hate you, Kusaka, but you're my friend. Oh, we've been doing friendship wrong all this time, guys.
Yeah, I think that's actually one of the first issues with this show. Nothing about the show just, is consistent in the slightest. And let's start off with the anniversary aspect of it. Okay. I think the best place to start with this would be episode 1, where, Sogo goes back in time to 2017 when Build was still active.
Which is impossible, because if you watch the end of Build, Sento intentionally had the world of Pandora merge with the Prime Rider universe, and when it did, that world ceased to exist. Everyone that was alive merged with their counterparts in the Prime timelines. Again, Toku's Prime counterpart was a politician in the Prime timeline. Kazumi's Prime counterpart was a factory worker. And so they're alive. They're alive, but they don't remember that world, because that world no longer exists.
Yeah,
the only remnants left of that... No, let me continue to speak. The remnants left of that world are Sento and Ryeguy. Sento is still alive, and Ryu's still alive, and they have memories. There is a different Ryeguy in that world, but the Pandora Ryeguy still exists.
Yeah.
And he still has his memories. Which I think they mostly did that because, one, the Sento Ryeguy relationship is very, very important, and two, I think it's the easiest way to get them back for if 5 years from now they want to do like a build tribute for whatever reason, they can get Sento and Ryuga back easily because like they still exist in the prime timeline.
Yeah.
But yeah, they went back to a world that no longer exists. Sogo is not capable of going back to that time. I don't care if, like, in the visuals, he was bashed out of something. He shouldn't be able to access something that literally does not exist anymore. There is no excuse for it.
Yeah,
Build world does not exist anymore. There is no way to access it.
The only place where it does exist is Sento's memory and Sento and Ryuga's memories. Like
exactly.
Like it exists only in memory. Like not like if he went back in time to 2017, like to late 2017, like there wouldn't be a sky wall there.
It would just be the prime timeline, which would probably just be a time of peace. Honestly, I mean, no, don't get me wrong. There was the X8 extra movie, so maybe like all that crap happened around that time. But for the most part, like the Smash don't exist in this timeline. Like they can't. Like the only things left of that world are Sento and Ryuga. Those are the only things left.
Yeah.
So the fact that he can somehow go back in time and access that world is nonsensical because like the writer of Build merged Build's world with the prime timeline like for very simple reasons. For one, to make things less confusing, and two, so Zi-O because sorry I keep stuttering. I'm a bloody moron.
It's okay.
I'm sure halfway through Build, like Toei was already discussing Zi-O as it would be an anniversary show around time travel. So they probably either asked the head writer or he decided for himself that I'm going to do this so it is easier for Sento and Ryuga to come back in that setting.
Yeah.
Like he did that specifically so it would probably be easy, but of course Shirakura and Shimano don't give a shit. They wanted to do it their way and their way only, and they disregarded Build's continuity for the first episode. Like Build's final episode aired the week before, and the next episode, Build already doesn't fucking matter because the show just does whatever it wants.
Exactly.
It wasn't even continuing the story of Build, because like. You know what? Like that's my rant. Like I'll let the others speak for a while.
Yeah.
Well, it would. I feel like it would work a lot better if, well, as far as Build goes, if they did the decade route to where it was the world of Build. I think that would probably make more sense in this case.
Because like at least
but here's the thing: not even Tsukasa would be able to access that world anymore. Because again, that world literally does not exist anymore because that world emerged with the Prime Rider timeline.
Yeah, it's like
but I mean like an alternate universe to where it'd be similar to Build's world, but like I think the Time Jackers are just trying to go through time. They're not trying to go through alternate universes and try to take over all of reality.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying like. If Zi-O did something like the decade route to where they went to the alternate rider worlds, it would probably be better executed. Like they go there, they screw up the timeline in that universe, and then Zi-O has to fix the timeline in the world of Build.
Yeah, like
that could work, but again, I think there were other ways to do it.
Yeah, and it's like then here comes problem 2. Sento and Ryuga are completely written out of character in this. Like,
Sogo went back to late 2017. Ryuga was still a criminal at the time. And why the hell would he de-hension in front of a random stranger when, for all he knows, Sogo could know exactly who he is and Sogo could report him to the bloody police?
Here's the thing. Ryuga's not shown to be the bright. I know Ryuga wasn't shown to be like the brightest bulb in the socket, but like he wasn't.
He had common sense.
Yeah, he wasn't this fucking stupid about it. Like same goes for Sento.
He's supposed to be a genius.
You just progressed him back to... Okay, granted, yeah, he has a little bit of dumb in him, but he's mostly a genius.
That's actually kind of sad that the season that immediately precedes it, they already screw up the continuity in that. It's like, did they even bother to tell Shirakura and the other producers some of the important details? They don't even have to tell them every single detail, just a few important ones, and just be like, oh, hey, this happened on the final episode of Build, which is immediately following what, the first episode of Zi-O is going to follow it. So, but it's like, nope, we're going to throw that out the window and press the reset button, so to speak.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing though. I've actually heard from someone that, because this person knows a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and he is, from what he's seen, he's pretty much said that the production team on on Zi-O, they do not care. They could be paid to care, but they do not care. This production team literally does not care.
That's not a good sign for you. That's not a good thing to have on your big 20th anniversary show. It's like, oh my,
I just don't understand why Toei decided that Shirakura would be the best person to bring back. Yes, Shirakura has had his hands in a lot of previous projects, so technically it would make sense to bring someone experienced to do Zi-O. So sort of like how for Gokaiger they got Naruhisa Arakawa to write Gokaiger, because he has written a lot of previous Sentai, so it made sense to bring Arakawa back to write Gokaiger. But this is very different. While Naruhisa Arakawa wrote a lot of old Sentai. He wrote a lot of old Sentai. But also he loved this franchise, and for the shows he never even touched, the shows he didn't work on, he went back and researched them so he could properly represent them in Gokaiger. Gokaiger just had so much more care put into it.
Yeah, it's like...
And I just don't understand, because Rider makes more money than Sentai. It has been this way for the longest time, and yet they put more respect into the show that makes little amount of money compared to the show that actually makes them money. It makes absolutely no sense to me.
Honestly, I feel like Sentai does its anniversaries better than Rider does. I mean, granted, I love Kabuto, but, that was more like a standalone thing. It just so happens to be the 35th anniversary of Kamen Rider in general, or how Decade, and just to make things clear to the audience, I do love Decade. I think it's a lot of fun, but, it's also flawed, but, I still think it's a fun ride, pun not intended. But as far as Sentai goes, I mean, you've got a series that's been around for 43 consecutive seasons. Ever since 1975, granted, they've taken one break throughout the entirety of Super Sentai, and that was in 1978 after Jacka. And in between Jacka and Battle Fever, they had the Japanese Spider-Man. Other than that one break, Sentai has been, consecutive every year. And with their anniversaries, for example, O-Ranger, which granted it's the 19th Sentai, but, came out in 95, which, 20 years anniversary to Go Ranger. They got back some of the Go Ranger writers and even other writers throughout the 20 years of the Sentai history to come back for it. Now, granted, they couldn't really do the tone that they wanted to on it, but, that's a different topic of conversation, and everybody should be aware of that. And then, for Gal Ranger, with Gal Ranger versus Super Sentai, they get that move. Granted, a lot of it is stock footage, but they're still giving respect to the previous 25 years of Sentai. And they got back Big One, Red Falcon, King of Blue, Mega Pink, Go Yellow, and they got them all back. And then, you got Bokenger versus Super Sentai, and then, Gokaiger, which is like the ultimate love letter to people who love the Sentai franchise as a whole. And, granted, Zyuohger was a mild anniversary. I did not expect it to be like Gokaiger, because, that's too soon. It's only been 5 years.
Yeah.
But it still celebrated 40 years of longevity, and just so happened to have the 2000th episode, which, had the Gokaigers come back. And then, recently we had Sentai's Strongest Battle, which, wasn't an anniversary, but, it was just something to signify, hey, Heisei era is ending. Let's have a little fun with this.
Yeah.
And, they got back a good of Sentai actors back. So it really is strange but I guess it kind of makes sense in a way, considering Sentai has been had more consecutive shows than what Rider has. But at the same time, that is really strange that Kamen Rider is more profitable for Toei and Bandai, but yet Super Sentai has a better execution on its anniversaries.
Yeah,
I mean, ever since Kyoryuger Sentai has had a lot of bloody problems. They changed the tone to make it more for younger kids. Tokujo Raw Profitable wasn't a very good show. The Ninja was awful. Jirojo was a mild success. Q-Range, I believe, was a mild success too, but the opinions on that show is very mixed. Loopat, while it had a decent ratings, it was sold worse than Ninja. It's weird. Sentai has a lot of problems, but Sentai tends to be a lot more humble.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's like they're
Sentai tends to respect its legacy a lot more than Rider does, which is bizarre to me. I love Rider more than Sentai, which in this is mostly just due to what happened post Kyoryuger. But I just don't get why Rider doesn't get the same respect. Technically they are trying to give it the same respect in this show, but again, Shirakura doesn't really care. Shirakura has he has his own idea on what a rider is, and Shirakura's morality is very, very weird. He doesn't seem to understand what a hero is or what justice is from interviews I have seen. And I'm not saying that Shirakura has to have the exact same moral compass as I forget his name, the guy, Shotaro Ishinomori. He doesn't have to have the same moral compass as Ishinomori to write Rider, but the problem is that he's throwing his morale into the show, which I'm fine with the more gray, the more gray area morality of Rider sometimes. I do think that works, but here, it's very weird, especially with some of the language. I know I'm skipping ahead, but at some point during the show, during the OSTRIP specifically, they start calling Sogo a demon king, but not a demon king as in, he is a demonic, horrible king. They're using demon king in a sense where it could be taken as a good thing. They're getting into concept that being a demon king can be a good thing. When, being a demon is not a good thing.
They should have just called him the Tyrant King, or Tyrant Zi-O. That's what I would much prefer him to be called, because that's pretty much what he is. That's what he grows up to be in about 50 years from now. He grows up to be a ruthless tyrant.
Yeah, the Demon King does sound silly in English, but I don't know. The Japanese is Ma'o, which does technically translate to Demon King. It even actually translates to Devil King, which sounds a lot worse.
Yeah.
The translation is Ma'o. But I think one of the reasons why, and I know I'm skipping a lot, but one of the reasons why I think this show maybe is not getting the backlash it deserves is because Overtime translates Ma'o as Conqueror. And Conqueror does not sound as bad or stupid as Demon King. If someone says, I'm going to conquer Nazi Germany. Hey, that's not a bad thing now, is it?
Yeah.
Conqueror doesn't have the same dead set language as Demon King does, but the literal translation is Demon King. And that's what TV Nihon shows in subtitles, because they're literally saying Demon King.
Yeah,
and not even in Japanese can you make Ma'o sound good. When I think Demon King, I don't know anything about this franchise, but there's this franchise which takes place, I think it's an RPG series that takes place in Hell, and one of the characters is going to become the King of Hell, and they call him the Demon King. But in the context of this world and that setting, it makes sense to be called a Demon King, and Demon King can be good in that context. But in the context of Zi-O, Demon King should not sound good, because Ma'o has very specific implications, aka you're going to wreck shit. You're going to make things horrible. How can you make Demon King sound good?
That's not. They're trying to paint Sogo's actions. Well, I'm kind of skipping ahead a bit. They're trying to paint Sogo's actions as if they're the right thing to do. They aren't.
They really aren't. It's just like Sogo's an idiot. It's like, not even a charming idiot. He's just a bloody moron.
We'll get to that when we get to characters. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So back to the anniversary.
Yeah, but yeah, and
okay, yeah. Sorry, there's some things I do want to say before everyone else continues about the anniversary aspect. When it comes to the tributes of the show, it can go either way. It can go because the only time I believe the best tribute so far is the Blade tribute. I'm not saying much, but it's the best tribute because the Blade tribute is trying to continue the story of Blade and trying to continue Blade thematics. They do it very poorly, but that's what it's trying to do, and to me, that's what a tribute should be. Like, if you're going to bring back characters and bring back story elements and thematics from the show, you should at least try to continue the story in some fashion. That's what the Blade tribute did. But all the earlier tributes, Build, Wizard, Heisei, Fives, they don't continue the story, and for one reason only. With the way they have written the Another Riders, the main kaijin of this series are Another Riders. They are basically monstrous demonic versions of the Kamen Riders and the Heisei Riders. So another Build, another Exate, another Wizard, stuff like that. But in the initial I first think 5 to 6 tributes, they don't continue the story of these shows. Not even really the thematics. The Time Jackers will just pick a random Joe Schmo off the street and smack the Another Rider into the body and make them another rider.
Yeah.
And the tribute is not really anything. The tribute is just, we'll just bring them back and we'll bring back settings. Like in the Heisei tribute, all they really did was go back to Heisei's high school. That's all they really did. They didn't really continue any of the aspects of friendship. Like, nothing really about friendship, nothing really about space. They just went to Heisei's high school, and another Heisei was the villain that week.
Yeah.
That's a really lame tribute. That's not a tribute. That's just using iconography and settings from Heisei. You're not continuing the story or the thematics. You're just and it's inherently a problem because originally in the show, if you make another rider, it basically erases the rider's existence and the existence of their villain faction. So, in the Heisei tribute, Gensero never became Heisei, the Kamen Rider Club never happened, and the Zodiac never existed. So, removing basically all the tension and everything that made Heisei, and all you really do is just stick the another Heisei Rider in some random Joe Schmo, and he just goes around sort of doing the Uchikita and blowing things up. I mean, there's a lot more to another Heisei than just that, of course, but it doesn't really, he's not really the opposite of Gensero or Takumi. The funny thing is, when I'm on the Kamen Rider Wiki, on the Another Rider page for the characters, they tried to say, how they are the opposite of the main, their counterpart, their actual rider counterpart, and I'm like, are you fucking serious? How is even remotely close to the original characters? They're just random nobodies. They don't represent anything.
It's they're just a bunch of random people with problems that, well, yeah, they might suck for them, but it's I don't give a shit. They're not that important.
Oh, hey, you're a basketball player? I'm going to make you another Build. You're going to be our king in the future. Okay, here, I'm going to shove this into your chest now. Bye!
Just the build one was one of the most confused. What was that guy's deal anyway? How does basketball relate to a science-based power-up?
Oh, don't you know it relates to everything?
And how the hell is he the opposite of Sensei? That he's a jock? That just fucking lame and basic bitch.
So like, is he just like a big old jock and Sento's just like a big old wimpy nerdy nerd? You know, he likes
that's such a basic bitch reason to making the opposite of like Sento. It's like
at first they were just getting some random Joe schmoes, like you said, but then they got a little more interesting. Like, I think it's kind of odd, but at the same time, I thought it was interesting how they made another O's be Dan Kuroto. I mean, I know that's odd, but it's still a little better than just getting some random ass person and just being like, oh, hey, you're going to be this walking SIC figure of a Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
I do like the description. No, but I do agree that Kuroto made a lot more sense to make another rider. Just add another rider that just jumps up in my mouth.
Yeah. To make Kuroto another rider.
I also liked how for the Ryuki tribute, how instead of having another Ryuki, they had another Ryuga, which the design was definitely awesome. I like the design of the Another Riders. I joke that they're pretty much the walking SIC figures of Kamen Rider because that's pretty much what they are.
Oh, that's not really wrong the SIC figures
was
are
supposed
awesome.
To be like the evil version of Shinji, so that makes sense. So I thought, oh well, that's something different. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's here. The only one. Yeah, it's like Dan's made a little bit more sense. He does want to become a very powerful, greedy, person. Because
so you can I can at least argue that maybe Kuroto is the opposite of Eiji, but not because Kuroto is his own character disconnected from O's. The only real reason they brought him back is because Kuroto's a very popular character in Japan.
Yeah.
And he is over here too, but in Japan, he is very popular. The Get 'em Ride watch was a campaign ride watch, and it was DX-like. It wasn't a DX watch, it was a DX-like.
Yeah.
And in the second premium Bandai ride watch set, you have Zombie Gamer. So Get 'em Kuroto is a very popular character.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the only reason why they brought him back.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't get him back for the X8 tribute. They just decided to put him in the O tribute for no real reason.
And I guess another one that technically makes sense is that random dude they got from Team Baron in the Gaim tribute.
Yeah.
Just because
at least I was somewhat connected to to Gaim and stuff. But again, I know the logic that he was an ex-Team Baron member, but I'm fucking really? I remember there are only 3 members of Team Baron that report. We have Kaito, Zack,
and Pekko. Yes. Yeah.
And Pekko. Yeah, I remember them. They're all 3 unique characters that are very entertaining. But why? I don't even really think they got back Zack and Pekko's actor for those scenes.
You don't really see them. Not even when they come out of that crack the Helheim force that they've been trapped in for 5 years, I might add. Which they've been stuck in a forest, an alien demonic forest for 5 years, and they look perfectly clean. Yeah.
What the hell have they been eating? The Helheim fruit? If they're eating the Helheim fruit, they should be in bed.
Yeah, and that Gaim's tribute was by far the worst one.
Yeah.
It's okay, you've been living here for 5 years and you haven't found one crack to get out of there?
Yeah, Gaim's was by far the worst one of them all. And I'm partly just saying that because I am, both Lex and I both love Gaim. Gaim is our favorite Rider series.
Gaim is definitely one of the best ones.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
So, I found this insulting for a lot of reasons. One, the stupid jokes they did with, the fucking Gaim armor.
Like the opening fucking fight scene was treated as a bloody joke. And I'm not saying Zi-O is not allowed to poke fun at Guy. It is allowed to. But what matters is that who is making fun of it and what they're doing with it. Again, Shirakura has said on record that he thinks that any production he didn't work on is juvenile. So like this just comes off like as him like showing, you know, oh, this is how I would have done Guy if I was in charge of the show, and and not that disgusting Butcher and his interesting edgy concept.
Yeah, it's like
you know, Shirakura thinking that any Toku project that he's not involved with is juvenile. That's honestly pretty conceited of him.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
I don't think he's I do generally think that some people treat treat him like some fucking monster, but I do not think he's a bad person. Like he obviously has his own ideas that he wants to. It's fine if he wants to express his own ideas. The problem is that he's doing it on the wrong fucking show.
Yeah, just Kamen Rider's not the show he should be doing this with.
Thank you, Siri. You can shut it now.
Okay. Anyways, the second reason was that the second joke they did was like the stupid Suika arms like ride gadget thing. Just the tiny little like, you know, Suika arms ride gadget thing. Guys,
yeah.
It's like how just like it's, oh my god, it's like superly big. No, but just little tiny cute little Suika arms. LOL. And
DX, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then another thing that makes this tribute awful is like Kota and Kaito. Just like for one thing, okay, the advice like he gives to like Gates in the forest where he's trapped, like. Ignoring the fact that he's looking pretty damn good for someone who's been trapped in that forest for 5 years.
Yeah, that's like I said. Like he looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's giving Gates advice, which to be fair, it's somewhat in character. The problem is like this all occurred around the time like Gain got his powers though. So it's like
it's like. That this is also a problem inherent with like the early tributes. Like I do not want to see Kaito and Kota when they I don't want to see Kota and Kaito from episodes 1 to 15. I want to see them after the show. Like I get it, Kota's a god and Kaito, spoilers, he died. But like I don't want to see the old version of them. I don't want to see Kaito when he was still very spiteful and single-minded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like
I want to see him like after he went through all the crap he went through in the show, when he grew, when he became more firm in his beliefs, and when he just became like I already liked Kaito from the start. But get me wrong, I'm not saying this old version of Kaito was a bad character. I'm just saying I don't want to see that version of the character. I want to see the version after he grew up and had development.
Yeah,
and then
like in Gokaiger when the Sentai Senshi that come back.
Yeah, it's like but like we get that here, but the problem is because of what happened, he shouldn't know this. Like he shouldn't have learned this now. There's no way for him to learn any of this.
Yeah, he really shouldn't be this. Was like, I mean, unless he learned a lot of things being trapped in the Helheim, but like again, like being in the Helheim didn't really seem to affect him all that much. He wasn't even the slightest bit loony being stuck in the forest all this time.
Yeah,
he
like where I was expecting I was expecting tethered.
Sorry.
I was expecting like tethered clothes, like him having a beard and a pointy stick and going ooh, but like, nope. Like I want like
no, like you think he'd be in a state of like
being cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
He'd be starving, or he'd be an invest. But no, do you know what he was like? That was kind of annoying.
That's
That's what it seemed like. It was like being trapped in the forest was annoying.
Just like
Not depressing, not soul crushing. It was slightly annoying, like a mosquito bite.
Yeah.
Continuity and logic? What's that?
Yeah, and
Exactly.
yeah, and then there's Coda. He did absolutely nothing in that episode.
They get back Akusano, and he barely does anything in these tributes, which honestly I'm kind of glad. I didn't want them to spit on Coda's image. I mean, they kind of did, but I'm glad they really didn't. Like Kaito got most of the stick in this episode, which I don't like, but you know.
Yeah, and then there was the frickin' shit with the two Sogos. Oh my god.
Oh, that was dumb. I don't know why, but this show seems to love duplicating this idiot.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Seriously, you had him in the future. You had his copy, and like you had his like version 3 days in the future, and then you had like his mirror self, and then while it doesn't really count, you had another Zi-O. Like, how many times are you gonna copy this bastard?
Yeah, and then and of course let's just when he sticks like the XA Gasha and the Decade Ride Watch, and it goes Mighty Bros.
Oh yeah. It's like oh god.
Yeah, and yeah, but I think which then leads us into another problem with this show: the time travel. There is the time travel aspect of this show is not the least bit consistent.
It's completely inconsistent. Like it's just there are no rules. And you know what's funny? Like I can't remember when they tried to establish rules. I think it was in the Ghost Tribute episode. They tried to establish rules for it, and I'm just like, are you fucking serious?
Like, yeah, there's no consequences as to what happens or what it might affect or anything. Just like
they talk about laws of time travel, but yet they seem to pick and choose which laws to follow and which ones to break. It's like, make up your mind.
It's like a freaking dice. It's like they're freaking rolling the dice every time.
Like it's just weird. I mean, to me personally, I generally believe that like the monsters in this show should have a more devastating scale than other kaijin. Because here's the thing, the Another Riders, they aren't really treated like special kaijin. They're just normal monsters.
Yeah.
Like they have no like to me, like, this might sound really dumb, but because the show is so bad and there are a lot of cons about the show that I do generally like, I tend to think up in my head how I would do them, and this is what I would have done with the Another Riders. I would have had the Another Rider be the actual damn rider. Like Sentai would be another build, and Emu would be another XA. But what would happen is that you would smack the ride watch into them, they would turn to another rider, and basically they would be the opposite of themselves. They would be a darker version of themselves. It would reflect on their darkest aspects. But here's the thing, not only that, but the other rider existing was slowly erasing what they did. So the longer that, say, Emu was another XA, like Cronus would come back, and Parade would suddenly be evil again. Like everything he did would be reversed, and that would essentially create sort of a really dangerous situation where, like, if Sogo and Gates don't stop another XA, everything Emu did would be for mute. Like, the bugs are coming back, people are getting sick, people are dying, destruction's happening because of the bugs virus, like stuff like that. I believe it should have been a lot more on a grander scale. Like, I get that the show has a budget and they can't do everything, but something like that at least. Something like that where, like, the Another Riders had more of, like, an importance to them. And, like, especially by the time another Zi-O happens, another Zi-O just goes around smacking them and even randomer Joe Schmoes. And, like, at that point, I'm just like, okay, in other words, are basically just normal kaijin at this point, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, they have no importance.
Yeah, it's just, like, they do get a few of the people that they chose back, but, like, again, they still don't mean anything. It's like...
The closest thing to how you would have handled the another riders is with another Ryeguy. Because that was, technically it wasn't the main Shinji, quote-unquote main Shinji, it was his mirror self. So, so far, that's been the closest thing to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then of course, let's go back to the two Sogos here in the Gain tribute for a second here.
My favorite part is that they literally touch each other. And every time that happens, I'm just like, the time continuum is just choking on its own blood right now, isn't
It's
it?
like, yeah, there should be a fucking time paradox.
There should have been a goddamn paradox, but no, like, something that Riley and I kept repeating, and like again, like I said, this is legitimately true. Like, we keep repeating a joke about we just keep going. See, they just didn't.
Yeah, that's a mystery science theater joke here. Yeah.
I like the joke that it's Sogo Generations, kind of like Sonic Generations back in 2011.
But that was good.
Yeah.
It's
Generations.
Like Generations.
You can't tell me that's not gonna happen, because like I remember around this time I was watching Doctor Who with you and Natty, and it's like they did this so much better.
Oh yeah, we got to the episode. We got to the episode of Rose in series 1 for anyone that watches Doctor Who, and that's the episode where like Rose goes back in time with the Doctor and meets her father, and like she saves her father, and like that causes a whole bunch of problems, and like there were consequences for messing with the timeline and that. Like, Rose did something really, really stupid. The Doctor cussed her out for doing something really, really stupid. And, like, that episode treated it seriously. Like, in Doctor Who, there are consequences for messing with time. And that's a constant theme that happens in the show.
Yeah.
But here, no.
It's like, and before you go, well, Kamen Rider is not Doctor Who. No, but if your Rider season is centered around time travel, then you should explain rules about time travel regardless.
Pretty sure the Doctor would be facepalming at... Pretty sure the Doctor would be facepalming at everybody in the show.
Yeah, and Doctor Who has very firm rules on time travel, like very firm rules.
You know what? If you want an example of if you want a Kamen Rider example about a series that establishes time travel rules, like Den-O, for example, it's like when they establish if you go back in time to defeat an Imagine, you can, but you only have a certain amount of time to defeat that Imagine, or else things are screwed. Everything's gonna go to shit, basically. But if you defeat it in a certain amount of time, it won't change a thing, pretty much. But here, none of that is present. It's like they just flip a coin or roll some dice on what to do. It's like, all right, heads, do we explain the rules, or tails, we don't,
Yeah.
And it's like that, and that whole thing with the two Sogos was so confusing. It's like, just
Also, actually, one of my favorite examples of how bad the tributes are is I was actually on the Kamen Rider Wiki, which the Kamen Rider Wiki I do like, but sometimes I do say dumb things. But I went to the Flash tribute episode, and they had an entire section of the article just dedicated to saying what is wrong with the time and because here's the thing about Fies. Takumi became an orphanoch when he was a child. He's been one since he was a kid. He died and became an orphanox. So technically, if the orphanox never existed, Takumi shouldn't even be alive. He died when he was a child.
Yeah,
and many other issues with the Fires Tribute.
Yeah, it's and not to mention okay, Kusaka is back. Okay, I know, I guess technically, yeah, he should still be alive, but the problem is that, since Fai's got erased, since, Fai's no longer exists, that means, these two should not have met in the first place.
Exactly.
And it's they're acting like they're fucking BFFs. This is the same shit they pulled in Kamen Rider Tyson. I do not recall.
Is there a reason why Shirakura just thinks that Kusaka and Takumi they're just closeted homosexuals that really want to fuck each other?
Just
seriously,
as Sonic Adventure and I kept pointing out, Kusaka wanted to fucking kill Takumi. It's he hated his guts.
Kusaka was a manipulative sociopath.
Not Takumi's fucking BFF. He just you get the point here. This there's so much wrong with this show. I remember at one point, during the Ghost Tribute, Woz is you can't countlessly mess with the past. It's
I just remember laughing my ass off at that line.
You fucking keep messing with the past before. You keep freaking you keep fucking going back in time, changing shit around without any consequences whatsoever. Oh god.
But yeah, I think overall what I'll say about the tribute is is that the earlier tributes are really fucking boring because they don't continue the story and the thematics. It's mostly just scenery and bringing back actors for most of them. They didn't get Gento's actor back because I believe at the time he was still filming stuff for the Bleach live action movies, I believe.
Yeah.
And then they didn't get back a Haruto's actor, which I don't know what he was doing at the time. I don't know if Toy just didn't bother to call him or he was busy or something like that. But they didn't get back Haruto's actor. But basically for a few times, the tributes were just really boring because they didn't really continue anything. They were just we just went back to settings. We just went back and met some characters. We didn't really continue anything. It is kind of funny because the Ghost Tribute was actually a lot more paranormal than the actual damn show.
Yeah, it's not really saying. It's and another thing, okay, their goal, I believe at first, again, it changed in the show for some reason. Their goal with these the Time Tracker's goal with the Another Riders is that they want to find someone to be
replace Amagio.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. The problem though, none of these people give two single fucks about being a king.
For example, another ghost, he's a police officer that saved his sister. Why the hell would he want to be the king of the world? What does he gain from it?
Yeah, it's
nothing.
And then you got the basketball player guy from Bill. He just
which by the way, to this day, still doesn't have a name. He's still just unnamed basketball player in credits.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Then there was the guy from the fucking Wizard Tribute. He just wanted to get a girl to notice him. I mean, granted, the penis is a powerful weapon, but
yeah.
Still, it's I don't think that does. It's not very kingly, and it's the guy from the XA Tribute. He just wanted to play video games or something,
swords are pretty mighty and kingly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and then there was the guy from the Forza and Fai's Tribute. He just wanted to save his friend.
I mean, as far as that goes, I think it was interesting and something different that they made up both another Forza and another Fives. Granted, that's
Yeah, but
kind of off, but it's still something at least a little interesting.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I have nothing against that idea, but again, the other writers are just so poorly executed.
Yeah, and
so
the only ones that kind of do make sense are Kuroto and that random Joe Schmo from Team Baron.
And Ryeguy.
Yeah, Hiryao, whatever the fucking other Geo, whoever he was. Because he was one of the potential candidates. Because as we learn later in the show, basically everything happens because Schwartz is trying to find a king. He was picking kids from the year 2000. For some reason, I understand that metatextually 2000 is like the start of the Heisei era Kamen Rider, but in show, I don't know what makes the year 2000 special. Other than in universe, that's when Cougar first appeared. But other than that, there's nothing really special about the year 2000.
Yeah, it's he was one of the potential candidates for Omagio, but here comes. It's the little kid Sogo. It's you can cut that out. You're doing what a Japanese kid would do at him on. Just have the most basic, whiny little scream and pester the guy.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. Don't worry. I want to save that for the villain discussion though.
All right.
Yeah, and also another thing that's one more thing I think the worst one, I think it's because he's a reoccurring character the most. I think the worst handle is probably fucking Tsukasa. Cause it's for whatever reason, he just wants to fucking destroy the world now. This isn't
which I have my only theory about Tsukasa possibly wanting to destroy the world, in a context that makes sense for his character, is that this world is not the world of Cougar to XA. This is not the world that Build World merged with. My main guess is that maybe this is the world of Zi-O. This is not the world of Kamen Rider. So, maybe Tsukasa went to this world, and the only difference in this world is that Zi-O exists. So the only thing that makes it different from the main Prime Rider timeline is that Zi-O exists. He came to this world and noticed that Zi-O was just messing up time, creating problems, and that this world will just end up being a hellish space, and maybe he thinks destroying it will be like a mercy kill. And Tsukasa, while he doesn't like being the destroyer, he will become the destroyer if he knows it will be for the betterment of everyone else. But they haven't established yet that this is not the main Rider world. As far as we're concerned, this is the main Rider world. So why the hell would Tsukasa want to destroy the main Rider timeline? I do not get it. What's the point? That's out of character.
It's here's the thing. He accepted his destiny as being a destroyer, but it's not like he wanted to though. It's because he had no other option. This was the only way he could save the world, but but here it's I want to destroy the world now. Why? Because pancakes.
Or maybe it's just Shirakura's incompetence.
That too.
It's probably Shirakura. It's probably what Shirakura thinks Tsukasa is. Maybe he's seen Decade, he knows how Decade works. But it's weird because he has used Tsukasa's character before. He used character in Superhero Taisen and Kamen Rider Taisen. And Tsukasa was kind of in character in both movies for the most part. I mean, in Kamen Rider Taisen he was weirdly suicidal, but that's really about it. And then Superhero Taisen, he was just a moron along with Marvelous.
Yeah, it's like,
So...
like again. Yeah, I think that's really all we have to get out of the way with regards to, like, the time travel and whatnot, and the tributes. Let's get down to the characters. Let's start off with our...
okay, I'll comment briefly on the story. The story is a hot mess. Like, not only because of the time travel and the anniversary stuff, but because, like, characters just keep bouncing back and forth on what they want to do with Sogo. But we will continue with that. But I do think getting into the characters does help with it. Okay, so yeah, Sogo. He's worse than Takaru.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah, that's basically what he is. He's basically Takaharu from the Ninja if you gave him less fire, but you just kept everything else that made him like annoying and unlikable.
He's basically Tsukasa. He's basically Takaharu if Takaharu like constantly took NyQuil.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, it's just like, and it's like, I don't like this kid. He's not just because he's not like Sento or Tsukasa. No, just because he's so fucking stupid. Like, this kid does not have a single functioning brain in the slightest. This kid does not have a functioning brain here.
He has a one-track mind. He wants to be the king, even though in the context of this world, he literally cannot be a monarch without conquering the entire damn planet. Like, what is he going to do? Just enter the Japanese parliament building and say, "I'm going to be the king," and does he think he's going to accept them?
Yeah.
What the hell is he going to do to be the king?
Yeah, and before anyone says, well, in episode 14, well, okay, here's the thing. That would have been nice and all, except for a couple of things. First of all, he keeps, from episode 1 to 14, he keeps yammering on and on and on about how he's going to be the king. The king of fucking what? I don't fucking know until episode 14, where it's revealed he has a dream that's, well, spoiler, this is Schwartz who tells him that, hey, you see this destruction that's happening behind me? Yeah, you could stop this if you could just become fucking Omagio. Which, I would be fine with that. I would be fine with that and all. Except, you know what would have made this better? If this was said from episode fucking 1.
Like, the show really should have opened up on Sogo as a child dreaming about Omaday. If that's a dream he constantly had, if he constantly had a reminder that this is going to happen, and the only way I can stop the world from being destroyed is by becoming the king. Like, I guess becoming the king of the world would prevent Omaday. Like, that's a good motivation for him doing something pretty tyrannical. And, he could learn that maybe he went too far and he created this horrible future, but no, this really just goes to show that Shirakura's morals are really fucking weird. Because, I just don't understand this guy's morality. Like, what's moral about becoming the king and taking over the world to save it?
Yeah.
Honestly...
Sorry, you go on.
Well, I was just going to say, how I would have written Sogo is, still have him be 18, young, at the end of his high school career. You can still have it to where... I would still have it to where he would have, that dream about, you can prevent this if you become Omagio, and then, still have Gates and Tsukuyomi kind of come back in time, and, like the Terminator, to where they're like, oh, we're going to kill you so that this future doesn't happen. But with Sogo, I would have it to where, he had that dream as a kid, but he kind of shrugged it off in his later teen years and just be like, oh, that was a weird dream I had when I was a kid. It doesn't really mean anything. And then, Waz and Gates and Tsukuyomi show up and they talk about how he's going to be this heartless tyrant in the future, and just have him be like, who the heck are you guys? What are you talking about? And then, eventually when when he does go to 2068 and see his future self, have him, seeing all the suffering that he's going to bring, and have him be all like, how? how could I grow up to be such a heartless tyrant? There was no way I'd be able to do this. How did this happen? Something like that. That's at least how I would have done it. But, and not have it be to where his morality is like, oh, I wanted to see what Dan Kuroto was like so I could see what being king is like, despite the fact that he's harming innocent people for asinine reasons.
Yeah, that's another thing that bugged me about the Ostrey. That just brought out the worst of him. That entire...
Yeah, look, the show, I think, was originally only going to be written by Kento Shimiyama, and Shirakura was just going to... And Shirakura was just going to make him do whatever he... was going to make Shimiyama do whatever he wanted to do. What he wanted from the show. But Shimiyama had other priorities. He's actually a head writer on Shinkalion, and they needed Shimiyama back for, I believe, an important 4-episode arc in Shinkalion. So they brought on Nobuhiro Miori to write certain episodes for a while. I think he wrote from the O's tribute to the Gaim tribute because I know he also wrote the 2 episodes where Sogo met his future self. And I believe that maybe Shimiyama has a bit of a backbone and there are just certain things he didn't want to write in the script. But Miori was more willing to write Shirakura's morality into the show. And because the O tribute is when they start saying Demon King can be a good thing. They start putting Demon King in sentences and shaping it in a way where being a Demon King could be a good thing, which of course it cannot be because that phrase has a very certain connotation that you cannot break unless it's in a very different context, a very different setting. But that's when it started happening.
Yeah. When
Nobuhiro Miori started writing, that's when the Demon King stuff started becoming. And then when Shimiyama came back, he just started going along with it too.
Yeah, and yeah, and then it's and in the O's tribute, Sogo witnesses Dan murdering people, turning them into monsters, and seeing one member who was a woman, by the way, get abused. What's the first? That's his reaction to this is, oh my God, Kuroto Senpai, teach me your ways of being a demon king. He's not even affected by this.
And that's just this is not him being naive. This is him being a numb little twat.
Just
it's
a lot people on Facebook. I remember this one guy who kept telling me, "Oh, Sogo's not stupid. He's just naive." There is nothing about this that's naive, though.
Even someone naive would realize that this is inhumane and immoral, and that he should be stopped.
Seriously, there are 5-year-old kids that will witness their father beating their mother, and they'll be like, "Please, Daddy, please stop! That's wrong. You're making Mummy cry." You know what I mean?
Just who?
Yeah. They're fucking 5 years old.
They're trying to. Oh, he's just a teenager. Well, there's another problem with that. There's nothing about Sogo that makes him a teenager.
The show only treats Sogo as the only people that treat Sogo for it the way the only people that treat Sogo like the 80s, I don't know a better way to put it, is his uncle. And then was in the narration, which, by the way, Waz's narration in the opening episodes is really fucking annoying because he opens the episode with the same fucking sentence.
According to this book, Sogo Togo was just an ordinary teenager who's gonna become the Omaji. Shut the fuck up!
I do like Black Waz, but my God, this sort of I don't know, but this sort of straightforward narration from characters just doesn't seem to work. The only time characters narrating the show has worked was in Bill, but because the narration was treated as a joke. They didn't take it seriously.
It's like they were big, like you had like funny banter from Sento, Ryeguy, and plenty of the other characters like Misora, Sawa, Gentoku, and Kazumi. Like everyone got involved in the narration on that. Like
my name is Kenji Sakura. I was died on my 18th birthday, and I became Kamen Rider Ghost.
It's like there's the traditional recaps that like, you know, hey, this is what happened last episode in case you missed it. That's bound to happen. Then there's like, you know, the stuff that like, you know, here's what our show's about in a very brief, but you know, it's not insulting to the audience. Like, yeah, like that leads into the opening theme song.
Like Time Rangers opening?
Yeah, or Go-Kaigers. Like, you know what I mean, Lex, right?
Yeah. Like, I just think my favorite example of it is when Ross calls him an ordinary teenager. There's something fucking ordinary about this numbnut. Stop calling him ordinary.
That's like the only thing that makes him a teenager is that he goes to high school. That's it.
And that he's 18 years old. But I think in Japanese society, once you turn 18, you are an adult.
Yeah.
At least to my knowledge.
Yeah, it's like, and throughout the show, Sogo doesn't act like he's 18. He acts like he's fucking 5 years old.
It's like he never fucking grew up. Like seriously, when they flash back to that scene of him, you know, like when his parents died, he's no different from like as a child. He's absolutely no different. Yeah, he's a little more rambunctious, but that's about it.
Just like I don't have a problem with characters being written. Like there's having childish moments, but they shouldn't overtake like your entire adulthood. Like adults have plenty of childish moments. Like, but here's the thing: there are moments, like small moments. Like we've all had moments where we all acted like children before, but like it didn't.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter because we move past that and we're just good. It's a little mistake and we move on. Like, but this is not like a child. These aren't childish moments. This is all part of Sogo's character. It's it's like I remember this like the same guy who tried to excuse Sogo's behavior as being naive is like, oh, all teenagers act like that. I watched plenty of anime to know like this is how teenagers act. Okay, because you know, fucking anime. That's a perfect representation of how, you know, everyone acts in the real world, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
No.
Of course.
Okay. Look, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, the main character, Yugi Muto, is a teenager in high school. And he has never once, throughout the entire show, whether you watch it in the crappy English dub or the Japanese version, which, you know, the Japanese version is fantastic, by the way, no matter what version you watch, granted, he was shy at first, but that was a part of his character development, in that he became more confident and independent, and that, you know, by the end, he didn't need Atemu, aka Yami-Yugi, and, you know, by the end of the show. That aside, he never acted naive. He stood up for what he believed was right. Like in the early episodes, it showed that when Jonochi and Honda were getting beaten up, he, despite the fact that they bullied him, he stood up for both of them. And he's like, no, don't hurt them. They're my friends. And, you know, he ended up getting beat up in their place. And that was before he solved the Millennium Puzzle and got Yami-Yugi in his life. So, you know, even before that, you know, despite his shyness, he wasn't naive.
Yeah.
And he was a teenager. He stood up for what he believed in. He didn't like seeing innocent people. I mean, despite the fact that they bullied him, he didn't like seeing people getting beaten up.
Yeah, exactly, or like my example. It's like the best example I can think of when it comes to, like, you know, someone who's kind of an idiot, but and is who's a teenager and is kind of an idiot is Chika Tagami from Love Live Sunshine. Like, she's not the brightest bulb in the socket, but here's the thing. She was a fucking person. Okay? Like she didn't treat her teammate. She didn't, like, when she I can't speak, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, when
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
like here, she was stupid, but she wasn't, like, to the point of, like, you know, Sogo being, like, you know, like Sogo levels of brain dead. Like, she could show fucking intelligence here and there. Like, and, like, you know, when, and it's like, you know, her actions, like, they're, like, you could argue I could argue they're probably a lot more naive than, you know, what Sogo's doing. Because at the end of the day, she's not fucking harming people. She's like, she actually gives a fuck about, you know, her friends, you know, essentially her like fellow idol, you know, members. Essentially. Like, yeah, it's like, and in the context of her role when she wants to become a school idol, it's possible for her. Like, she can become a fucking idol.
It's like I can't become a king.
Like,
no matter how hard he wants to
Sogo cannot become a king. In the context of Sogo, Sogo's world, he cannot become a king. At all.
He's too idiotic and incompetent.
Yeah, it's like...
but yet somehow he becomes this ruthless tyrant 50 years from now.
And the show, it's like, not only is, like, the people, like, not only is the show, like, and the show's trying to paint his, like, his actions as the right thing to do. No, they aren't. Like, no, they aren't. Like, you still there, Lex, or?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Like, there's nothing about Sogo's actions that are good. Okay, they're just not. They don't make him look like a good person. They just make him look like a bigger asshole than the entire Overdrive team combined.
Yeah, it's sorry, because I'm just been rushing my voice ever since, because I was screaming a lot before, which I apologize for. I'm very loud.
That's like you. It's like I was waiting for you to chime in here, buddy.
Oh yeah, my apologies. But yeah, like Sogo is easily just the worst main lead writer I have seen.
Yeah, it's like
he's a bit. I do not like Takeru, but at least Takeru I would never call a bad person. Takeru just gets his dick sucked way too often, and he's really, really fucking bland. That's Takeru's biggest problem, is that he's bland and he gets praised for no adequate reason.
Yeah,
he gets praised because the story needs him to be praised, and it's really fucking cringeworthy. But Sogo, like, luckily he doesn't get fucking praised, because if the show was praising Sogo, I would be livid. So
it's like,
well, Black Waz praises Sogo, so
but like, that's one person, and he's a bloody prophet, and he wants Omagio to happen. So like, it makes sense for him to praise Sogo.
Yeah, it's like, and the show. And before anyone oh, he's growing, in the Ryeguy tribute, he learned to accept his dark side. That's not accepting your dark side, though. It's
just like, it was just so bizarre, the wording of it. It's like, he admits that he has the ability to destroy the fucking world and be this horrible person, but he's okay with it. That's not how you accept your dark side. Accepting your dark side means, I have these dark parts in me, but I won't act on them. I won't let those control me. But Sogo doesn't say that. He doesn't say he won't let my dark side control me. He says, I just accept it, and it's okay I have these things. It's like, I guess in a sense, yes, but don't act on them. I feel like Sogo would act on them. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's like, He's just basically saying, I'm gonna be Adolf Hitler, but I'm also gonna be the next Jesus Christ. You can't have it both fucking ways.
But what if you're Aberdolf Linkler from Rick and Morty?
Okay, that's an exception though.
Prepare to be emancipated from your inferior genes.
Yeah, it's like I don't. It's like the whole thing. It's like, with like, the toy robot. Like, it's like, oh, the reason he acts this way is because his only friend was a fucking toy robot.
It's like, are we fucking serious? Like, did they have to make it like the saddest fucking it's not like, wouldn't it have been enough like if you lost he lost his parents, and after he lost his parents he didn't really want to be friends with one another? That would have been good.
Yeah.
They're just saying, oh no, he was always lonely.
Yeah, it's like if like the loss of his parents just traumatized him so much that he just doesn't care about human life, then that's fine. That would be a far those are horrible. Don't get me wrong, his actions would still be horrible, but maybe they would make more sense in that regard.
Like you can empathize with him a little more, but I don't empathize with this twat because he's a bloody idiot, and like I am just not entertained by it. Like the only time he entertains me is when he teases Black Wars sometimes.
Yeah, it's
and like some of the retorts he has to him. Because I will admit, some of the snark in this show is pretty good. Not as good as Build, but still pretty good.
Yeah,
it gets a chuckle out of me.
Yeah, it's like I do kind of like that. Like that's pretty funny. It's like I can't sympathize. I can't relate to him because I can't sympathize with him because he's a total moron. He's idiotic. And when he's not being idiotic, he's being selfish. And when he's not being selfish, he's back to being idiotic. When he's not being either of those things, he's so bland. Like,
yeah, just
like he has no character to him. Like, just nothing to him. I'm gonna apart from more, I'm gonna be the king shit. Like,
which at this point I'm just like, yeah. Well, I'm not even annoyed. I'm not even annoyed. Like every single time, he says, I'm gonna be king. I'm gonna be the king.
Like,
I'm just like, oh, of course you are.
Even if he was naive, guess what? That doesn't change the fact that he still refuses to learn anything.
Like no one in the show calls him naive. No one has called him naive. Gates has not pointed out how naive he is. Tsukuyomi hasn't pointed out how naive he is. Woz hasn't. Not even his bloody uncle has pointed out that he's naive. He doesn't act naive. He's just retarded.
If you saw someone like this in the real world, I guarantee you the place they would probably end up is the fucking special needs kid. Is with the fucking special needs kids. Like,
but so having some sort of disability actually would make a lot of sense. Like I kind of get the feeling maybe he had autism.
Yeah.
Which again wouldn't excuse his fucking actions, but it would make a lot of sense if he had autism.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe narcissistic personality disorder.
Yeah.
I don't really think he's in love with himself, though. He's never really said, like, oh, I love myself so much. You're going to be the best teacher.
No, but, like irresponsible and doesn't take... He feels no guilt for his actions.
Yeah. If he was autistic, then that would probably make a lot more sense. But he's not.
Wait. We can only theorize, and it's not confirmed he hasn't until the show says it, which I kind of doubt.
Yeah, and that's another thing. But every time people there's one person in particular. I'm not gonna mention his name because I don't do that shit. There's this one person who's he keeps arguing oh, maybe it's because this, and most of what he presents are either excuses or theories. And which, theories are not a bad thing to have. a theory, good or bad, it's like it's still a theory. Like,
for example, some people really didn't like how kind of hopeless like the ending of Build was, from what I remember, and I'm like, well, I have my own theory for why the show was trying to give off this really very hopeless like ending, because like it was kind of hopeless when you think about it, because like Sento couldn't really save his world. All he could really do was sort of save the people by not letting them die, just letting them merge with their prime counterparts. That's the only way he could save them and the rest of the world. And like I have my own theory for why the show was that hopeless, why it had such a hopeless ending, and like I sort of liked how hopeless it was at the end.
It's like it was like a
but so Sento still managed to save everyone.
Yeah,
like, I love Bill. Anywho.
Yeah, it's one thing to say like, you know, this is my theory, this is what I believe, this is what makes sense to me, because otherwise in the context of the show this makes no sense. Which, yeah, because at least with that you're accepting that you're still accepting this makes no sense.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but like people like this person uses it to like try to like, you know, excuse like all the plot holes in the show. It's like you can't use theories in an argument. Like you just can't. Like that.
It doesn't suddenly erase the problem. Like it explains why you don't think it's a problem, but it doesn't erase the problem in the first place.
It's like
the show is just very. This show is just so. This show is such a bloody hot, like just like a hot bit of rubbish.
Yeah, it's like that was one of the reasons we got onto like, you know, Ceradus 2 years ago when he did that video on Linkara.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he was arguing with Linkara over his headcanon, which he's allowed to have headcanons, but like a commentary is supposed to point out like objective things that he got wrong. Like you're supposed to say that like that's not how you argue, but like Ceradus didn't do anything like that.
Yeah.
He's just like, personally, you know, just
yeah, but I think we said enough about Sogo. I don't like him. He's an idiot, and when he's not being an idiot, he's being selfish. I think he's worse than the fucking Overdrive. He's twice as much of an asshole as the Overdrive team, and probably Nick from Mystic Force as well.
Yeah, like okay, but I don't think we've actually let DX actually explain fully his thoughts.
Oh.
I know he definitely has chimed in, but I want him to like give like a full statement.
We're sorry about this, DX, by the way.
It's fine. And it's Mr. Perfect DX. Anyway, you know, I've already said what I really needed to about Sogo. I mean, yeah, he's an idiot. He's irresponsible. I mean, he definitely could have been written better. He, like I said, have him deny him becoming a tyrant in the future. You know, like have that, but have him be responsible for his actions. Have him, try to not be his future self. Try to, have him try to not be Omagio. But that would be better than him just constantly being like, oh, hey, I'm gonna be king. I'm gonna rule with an iron fist, and I'm going to commit mass genocide. And that's A-okay.
Yeah. All right. Is that it? Or
yeah.
All right. Now we move on to.
Okay, so Nexus Gates, the worst Terminator ever.
Yeah. Like Gates at first was like he kind of still like my first impression is Gates that he's kind of like Makoto and Hero. He's just kind of like generic secondary rider, stereotype.
Edgelord,
yeah. Just like, he's like, he wants to kill the main rider, thinks he's tough shit. He thinks he's better than the main rider. Then the main rider does something to befriend him, and like he's more.
Yeah, but Gates is so much more annoying for one reason and one reason only. He came back to kill Sogo. He came back in time to kill him and save the fucking future. But he keeps fucking like, well not really keep like at this point like in the show, he firmly believes that killing he's not going to kill Sogo. He genuinely doesn't believe that Sogo will become a Vegeta, which is like that, which fucking whatever. But like for the longest fucking time, for like fucking 28 goddamn episodes, he kept throwing it back. Like he kept throwing it back. Like a hot potato on God damn it!
Just to go back on Sogo for like a second here. Anytime the show has a chance to like make him grow or like make anyone in the show grow, the writers decide to backpedal on it. Just like, you know, heads I make him a developed character, tails I don't, and then lands on tails. Oh, guess we're back to the drawing board.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like that was like the same shit, like, you know, in episode 14 to 15, like Geo, where like, you know, like Sogo throws his belt away, Gates destroys it, and then it's like, you know, like for no fucking reason, like no explanation, like Gates is like, here, like, you know, I gotta, like, so he's like, I gotta do something about this, and I gotta stop this monster, and it's like here, like, it's like, if you become the most horrible, kindest Demon King, I'll stop you. It's like, no, dude. No.
Pretty much.
Like, did you just completely forget why you came here? Like, oh, God.
It must be the case.
Yeah, and it's like...
Well, as far as Gates goes, well, you know, I like his henshin sequence, you know, like that thing he does with his arms before he grabs both sides and before he says henshin. I think that's pretty cool, and I always find that entertaining to watch. But, you know, as far as a character, he's all right. I don't really have anything against him. Yeah, you know, he's just kind of an edgelord, kind of pissy, but, you know, that's kind of understandable considering the future that he lives in. But it's just kind of like, you know, if you're like, oh, hey, I came back in time to kill you. Oh, maybe you won't become Zi-O, but, you know, I'm just going to watch over you. It's like, well, what do you think? Is he going to become, do you think he's going to become Zi-O or not? Like, are you suddenly becoming best friends with him? Are you trying to make sure that he doesn't go down that path?
Yeah, it's like that's just, I don't know who the fuck I'm supposed to be rooting for here.
It's because Gates is just a fucking idiot. Like, I'm just so like him playing hot potato with whether if he should kill something or not was really freaking annoying, and I'm just so fucking glad it's over. Like even if I do not agree with his assertion that Sogo is this harmless little bean, you know, like it's still something. He's not gonna bloody go on about it anymore, because that's one of my biggest problems with Gates initially. And like, I don't know. I don't think Gates is as bland as Makoto. I think he has a little more, mostly just to do with motivation. Is that he's not constantly fucking blaming himself for like punching Sogo. Thank God. But still, it's just like, I just don't care about him. He's just a bloody asshole, and in the Gates Revive debut, you know, because basically Gates thinks that Tsukuyomi tries to kill Sogo as a child, which, by the way, is just bloody disgusting. Like, when I during that time period where I thought Tsukuyomi actually was trying to kill Sogo as a kid, she was my least favorite character because like I just thought because like to me like I wouldn't kill baby Hitler. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't kill baby Hitler. Would you kill baby Hitler? I don't know, but I wouldn't kill baby Hitler.
No,
that's why I was disgusted by it.
Yeah, it's like in. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just ordering my food right now. Yeah. So. Gates. Yeah, but like, he just assumes that the Tsukuyomi die, and like, he blamed himself for Tsukuyomi dying, and that's what gave him the motivation to actually activate the Gates Rider Watch. But like, the fact that he had absolutely no reaction to Tsukuyomi trying to kill a fucking child just goes to show that no one in this fucking show has the moral high ground. No one has the moral high ground in the show if Gates is not even slightly disgusted that his best friend tried to kill a kid. I don't care if that kid would grow up to become a horrible fucking tyrant. You don't kill a child. You just don't kill kids. I'm sorry.
It's like, look, I'm not a kid person. That said, I wouldn't kill him. I wouldn't kill the kid when he's like, at his most vulnerable. But like it's like, you're granted, yeah, he's gonna become a horrible tyrant, but that doesn't matter. You don't kill kids. That's just wrong.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, it's like he has, yeah, it's like early on, like I remember saying to myself, it's like, yeah, he like, well, keep in mind this was like early on, like during its first 14 episodes, I believe. It's like it's like I remember saying, what, Gates is the real hero of this show. It's like all he wants to do is just save his time. All he wants to do is just save his timeline, because at the very least,
but at some point, that opinion just becomes mute because Gates becomes more annoying as time goes on, and like his fucking tsundere attitude towards Sogo, it's not fucking cute. It's annoying. It's tiring. It's like, for fuck's sake, kiss him already if you love him that much. You bloody dumbass tomato.
Just like you are not freaking Maki Nishikino or Arisa Ichigaya, because those are tsunderes, okay? Those are real tsunderes right there.
And also Ember the dragon, because she was a tsundere dragon. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the frickin' sun.
Yeah.
The frickin' tsundere gag they keep pulling with him. It's not funny. I don't find it cute. Like, well, maybe it's because I'm a guy.
Really? I found it downright adorable.
I don't find this. It's like I don't find this.
No. Okay. Let me put it this way. I'm the only person in this group that has a thing for guys. Okay, but I didn't find it cute. I found it annoying. Like maybe Gates was a fucking femboy. I find it adorable, but no, it's like he's just a guy, and like it's annoying because like I'm just like, oh my fucking god, make up your bloody mind. And even now he's still being sedate. Even though he openly admitted to Sogo that, like, I don't think you're going to be a tyrant. I will be your friend, Sogo, because you are my friend. He still gets all blushy and all that fucking bullshit. Yeah, it's character development that he's able to admit it, but like he got to the point where he was on his knees, weak and struggling, trying to stop another Zi-O from killing Sogo, and he admits out loud that Sogo is the kindest person he ever met, and there is no way in hell he would become Oma Zi-O. You'd think at that point, at being pushed that far, that he'd probably be able to drop that dumb attitude, but no, they don't drop it because it's funny, I guess, or maybe the fangirls like it. I don't bloody know. I'm not a woman.
Like, he doesn't really have the right attitude for it either. Like, he just doesn't.
But because tsunderes aren't stoic, and I've seen male tsunderes in anime, and they're not stoic either. they're just as like they're just like they're just as pincushiony as female tsundere. So
Yeah, like you could argue like maybe like I don't know, Sundary's like say um Okami from like what was the main character's name from Okami's Son and her Seven Champions?
Okami, you said it, Okami.
Oh, okay.
Her name is Okami-san. So yeah, like she's a tsundere, but like yeah, I mean, and she like actually that's a good comparison because they're both similar in the way they're tsunderes. Like they're both kind of stoic, but they're tsunderes. But in Okami-san, it wasn't treated like as a joke or anything like that. It was definitely for entertainment purposes, but like I don't know, just like
it wasn't a joke.
It's yeah, like it wasn't. I guess so. I don't really know how to put it. Like I just don't like the way they're framing it or showing it or showcasing like, it in the show. Because again, I don't like Gates as a character.
Just like
I don't hate Gates, but I don't like him though.
Just like the thing, I think like the thing is like Okami could like pull off the stoic aspect just fine, but like here's the thing, like it's not. I don't know how to explain this. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you want to just let DX talk about his feelings about Gates, like while we like gather our thoughts a little more?
Yeah. You have the ground, Mr. DX.
I told you it's Mr. Perfect DX. Anyways, I don't know, just. I pretty much already said what I needed to about Gates. I mean, like how I like his tension sequence. He's all right as a character. I mean, yeah, as far as like his personality goes, to where he's just kind of, at first he's just like, hey, I'm here to kill you before you rise to power, and then he's just not really trusting Sogo. He's just focused on his goal to make the future a better place and doesn't really give a crap about other people's problems because that's not a part of his goal. And then, after saying, "Oh, Sogo, you're my best friend," and then, he's still kind of pissy. Like I don't know. I guess you can still have him be, kind of pissy at times, but like have him lighten up a bit if he's gonna be making that decision. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I
don't know. Like Gates is a character. He's all right. I don't really have anything against him.
All right. Yeah. It's like I think Okami-san. I think Okami works because like I think like the stoic thing is more so maybe just feels like an act per se.
Yeah, like because like there's like if you watch the anime, she has like a lot of like she has a shell around her, like and it's a lot different from normal tsundere. Where like with Maki, like her shell is more just due to her lifestyle, and then like with
Arisa,
like with Arisa, like her shell is just her to never really having any friends.
Yeah.
And with Okami, it's a lot of bloody baggage, or like her ex-boyfriend and all the shit she's gone through. Like with Gates, it kind of makes sense that he'd be stoic, but why the hell would he be a tsundere? Like I guess you could maybe one can theorize that due to him losing so many people, like trying to fight Omagio, that he just walled himself off from people, so it's hard for him to become like. But I don't know. He doesn't really like when Tsukiyomi compliments him. I don't really think he has a go at her like he does with Sogo.
Yeah.
To my memory, anyway.
Yeah, it's like because he probably does it because like again the show doesn't show anything about him. Just like the small, just apart from maybe like the small little flashbacks, but that's they don't really do anything though.
Yeah.
Like yeah, that's pretty much about all we can say about Gates. He's just he's
gay.
Gay. He's gay.
Yeah.
He's just like he's annoying. He's an asshole. He doesn't really have much going for him. I hate the stupid tsundere gag. Let's just move on. Now we're gonna talk about is both Black Waz and White Waz. We're merging them together because they're technically they're the same character.
So together they're Gray Waz.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll start off because okay, that's actually I'm gonna just close that for a bit. Black Waz is my favorite character in the cast because one, I just really like his attitude, the way he talks, his swagger. He's just the kind of character that just in the same way I really like Kiryu from XA. He just has that sort of aura that I'm attracted to in a character. And I do like some of the jokes with him, and I do like his chick of being this loud, boisterous, this prophet, some sort of he treats Sogo like he's Jesus, if Black Waz was a Christian, the day Jesus Christ returns to Earth, he'd be there next to Jesus with a ball in his hand, shouting to the world the glorious light of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Although the Bible doesn't say when, nobody knows the time or the day, but yeah, I get where you're getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an example, and I don't even really believe in that, but it's just more than an example.
It's he's the best character in the show in that regard, but that's not really saying much.
Because we get his backstory way too late. In the sense that he was part of the resistance with Gate and Tsukuyomi, and he went to be a double agent. He was going inside Omagio's lair, and he was going to try and help him. And from what it seems he must have found something out, and he allowed Gate, Tsukuyomi, and the rest of the resistance to be massacred. Well, I know Gate, Tsukuyomi survived, but he allowed him to be massacred for some reason. That's why Gates had a hard time trusting what was for the longest time. That's why, to be perfectly honest, they didn't really present it that way. I know Tsukuyomi wasn't disgusted by Waz's side, but neither. Gates was more annoyed. If you thought someone was responsible for killing a whole bunch of people in your family, I think you'd be a lot more volatile with them. Gates wasn't really volatile with Waz. It's more just your normal, dumb comedic rivalry. I guess.
It's like, oh, you killed my parents. Oh.
Well, you're taking it a lot better than what Fruit Sweet did.
Yeah, Gates wasn't disgusted by Waz. He was more just slightly offended.
It was
that's kind of a problem because it doesn't really showcase it.
Yeah, it's
but it doesn't really matter because by the end of the Blade tribute, I guess they're BFF Facebook friends now. I don't really know. So
and I do enjoy Black Waz. I just love his start. I also do kind of love the behold your new king in this new form and shtick,
Yeah, one of my favorite gags when Tsukasa just took the book and just said, "Shut up."
Yeah, that's another thing. The show's humor is. How do I describe it?
It's kind of hit and miss because sometimes they'll go for the snark like we like it, and then sometimes they'll go for the bottom of the barrel dumb bloody shit.
Which,
the source of the childish humor seems to be the uncle.
Yeah, that's really the worst this show gets. But it's as far as it's very hit or miss. Sometimes it's funny. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's not.
Miss. I guess I never miss, huh?
Yeah. Do you have anything to say about Black Waz or?
Well, I think he's charismatic. I think that, he's supposed to be like a prophet, and he's trying to quote unquote guide Sogo into becoming Zi-O. And as far as his Kamen Rider form, I love the standby noise, before he transforms on his belt. Although the high pitched voice when it goes was, it's slightly annoying, but it's honestly tolerable.
I will admit, and we should probably discuss this more like when we get to the equipment and stuff like that in the suits. I did hate it at the start because it's been such a long time since Rider Belts had had the crackhead Oompa Loompa voice. But I was really annoyed when I first heard the voice, but now I kind of like it. I mean, I would still prefer something deeper and more badass for like the Beyond Driver, but you know what? I like it now. It's not the worst thing ever. I will admit. Just the simple activation, like on the one when he goes, "Wazoo!" is still ear bleeding.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But at least it's got catchy standby music.
Yeah.
I do love the jingles on the Beyond Driver. So
yeah. Yeah, and then you got frickin' White Waz.
I'll finish my opinion on Black Wars first. Is that I like Black Wars, but I can't really go in depth to why I like him. This is mostly just due to the show just being bad, and there's no real depth to any of the main cast. I like him mostly just for the window dressing of him, just the way he moves, the way he talks, and there are a lot of things we do learn about him. I do find him genuinely to be interesting. I do want to learn more about his relationship with Gates and what he learned when he went to be a Double H fight, the Resistance and Omega. So, but that's really about it. I can't really go in depth why I like Black Wars because there's not really a lot there. But I was pretty stoked when he transformed for the first time because, as I segue in, White Wars was a fucking pointless character and I did not like him. I really didn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't pleasant to watch. He was smug, arrogant, condescending. I know you're not really supposed to like him, but he wasn't even entertaining in the way he was smug and condescending. He wasn't like Tsukasa when, Tsukasa's the kind of character that you're supposed to want to punch, but I loved how much of an arrogant prick Tsukasa was. But White was, no, I just wanted him to shut the fuck up, and he was kind of a fucking psychopath too. Not even in a fun way, so...
Yeah, it's and I didn't like him. In his first two episodes where he appeared, I was like, you are easily worse tertiary writer, I believe. Yeah.
Tertiary. I forget how to pronounce it.
Yeah, it's the third writer, he was already worse, third writer for me, just not only just hit it was at first it was because his motivation made absolutely no sense for one thing.
It was bizarre. He went back in time to preserve, it's not really, this name is not really accurate anymore, but I'm still going to call it the Gates Revive timeline. Basically, the timeline where Gates revived, where Gates killed Sogo and he created a good future for the world. And, this is the world where Shinobi, Quiz, and Kikai can exist. Even though, as we learn later, that's not really why they exist. But yeah, he comes back in time to preserve it. But, why does he have to come back and interfere with it? They doesn't even say, he doesn't even say, I need to come back to preserve it because the time jackers. He doesn't even state that the reason why he came back is because of the time jackers. Because that's my theory. He came back in time because the only way to preserve it was him to go back in time and assist Gates in becoming Gates Revived because the time jackers were more causing more problems, especially since Schwartz started making another Riders from the future Riders. That's my theory because that's my only theory because if I don't have a theory then him going back in time makes no sense because if that's not the reason why then he's interfering for no fucking reason. If he never because you gotta understand, when Sogo met his future self, and when that event transpired, and when Sogo regained the confidence of his Zi-O again, that is what essentially created the divot in the timeline and created the Gates Revire timeline. So technically, the time jackers were the reason why that divot happened. So by that logic, the time jackers should not have the ability to mess it up. The only one that could have messed it up is because they're using another ride. So I guess that's sort of a reason why he went back in time, because Gates and Sogo had no real way to destroy the future of riders. I guess that's kind of the reason. But other than that, I just don't think he had a reason to be there. The only reason he should have been there, the only reason he was there was just to sell the belt and the Mirai watches. That's about it.
Which, yeah, it's his motivation made no sense. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that it does make sense. There is one solution he has to all of this, and he doesn't use it. And
that goddamn bloody tablet, which
okay. This makes me angry for a lot of reasons. Okay, he can just change the future by just writing down what he wants changed, and once that happens, stuff happens. Say I don't know, a car crashes, that car over there can crash into that building, and he writes it, boom, it happens.
It's basically like a Death Note, but for the future.
Yeah, that book is basically God. Why the fuck doesn't he just, I don't know, write down Sogo stabs himself or shoots himself or drowns himself or something?
That might be a problem if he set some rules, you can only do so and so at a time, or this book has limitations or something. But yeah. That never gets brought up.
Yeah, that's another there's nothing about this that's nothing about this makes sense.
No. Let me say something about this. My favorite part of that tablet when you first see it, someone states that you can change the future. No, I guide the future. No, jackass, you can change it. That's
not guiding. That's not guiding.
And here's the bloody thing. They even showcase it in the Blade tribute when he said Black was encounters Daiki. It was kind of funny because Black was just stopped in place and it's just what's going on he's just I don't know. I just have the sudden urge to fight at the end.
Exactly. One could argue, well, we can't have them take the easy way out. To which I say, then don't give them.
Then don't make it so damn easy. Don't give them an outlet where it's because if there's such an obvious solution, then you're going to want to scream to the bloody show that you have an outlet to do these things, but you won't use. I just don't know why they made him so goddamn OP. Because if you really think about it, or if he really wanted that damn timeline that he came, all you have to do was say that all you have to do was write down Gates come, Gates revive. Gates and Sogo meet at a beach. Gates and Zi-O fight. Gates revive wins. The end. Close the book and go back home.
And where the fuck did he even get that thing anyway?
They're pretty much just overcomplicating things.
He probably got it from the same place he got those stupid bloody sunglasses he was wearing when he first came in.
Oh yeah, those like stupid spy gear that stupid like those stupid like spy glasses that you would most likely find in a McDonald's Happy Meal. Actually, no, because even those are more dignified than that. Yeah, it's like there's.
Oh, sorry, I'm so quiet. I got my meal.
It's all right.
It's all good.
So yeah, I was just basically saying no McDonald's would accept no place that sells
fast food chain.
No fast food chain that sells meals with like little kitty toys with their meals will look at this and go, yeah, this could work.
It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, it's like it gets done. It's like cause. And he acts pretty stupid too when Black Waz gets the belt. Cause what happens is that one of the time jackers gets a hold of the Waz ride watch. What's the first?
What happens is that he has another Zi-O steal the Waz powers because he can do that now, apparently. I don't know why, but he can. And then they had Waz say, that Waz gets his powers, and due to his poor fucking wording, Black was able to get the powers. Which, by another way, in the previous episodes before that, they never established that White Waz was kind of an idiot. But suddenly, out of nowhere, there were two examples where they made him look like the dumbest bloody moron on the planet, and the only reason they did that was to establish that he poorly words things sometimes in that damn book of his. And it was just really out of nowhere that he was suddenly writing things like a bloody numbnut. It wasn't even funny. It was just well, that was dumb. Oh god, I hate that stuff. I am so sorry. Just they just make him look like an idiot.
Yeah,
and it was painful to watch because it wasn't even funny.
And he doesn't even do anything to get the belt back. He doesn't even write Black Waz gives me my belt back.
It
would be an easy solution to get his powers back. It's just oh hey, I write down in here, Waz's power returns to Waz, and then Black Waz is hey, loophole, I'm also Waz, and then just be well, two can play at that game. And what? Kamen Rider Waz's ride watch returns to White Waz, and then it's just boom, easy solution. It's you've got this book that can compel people and things to do things and make things happen. And it's then why aren't you doing it? You're overcomplicating things. If they set some limitations for it, then I think it would be more accepted. But no, they never mention it. It's just hey, I write down whatever the frig I want in this book, and it happens. And I could easily end all of this to make the future that I want to happen, but I choose not to.
Yeah, just this.
Yeah, and this isn't the only time they've made the character too damn OP. The time jackers are also too damn OP because they can just bloody freeze time at will. There was this one example where Sogo was about to get the Kamen Rider watch, but Schwartz just paused time, took the watch from Sogo, and then threw it into the Helheim. Well, that was fucking easy. Why don't you always do that, you
just
twat?
There's instead of going after random fucking Joe Schmoes on the street, just pause time, grab a knife, and frickin' stab him. This is a frickin' easy button right here. It is super.
Sorry, DX. I'll let you go on before. I just need to say this. We do know why Schwartz would not kill Sogo, because who knows? From what we understand, Schwartz is a bloody puppet master. He's just causing everything to happen, which is, but like, yeah, but like Haru and Ura do not know that. So what's stopping them from freezing time and stabbing Sogo? Nothing.
Exactly. Like how? Like the chick. I forget her name. What was it? Ura. Like there was one bit where like Sogo and Gates are about to do like a double rider kick to one of the other riders. Guess what happens? She steps in, pauses time, like has their kicks pointed towards each other, unfreezes it, and you can kind of guess what happens there. It's like they both
like they just make characters way too damn powerful in this show. And like, look, I'm all fine with raising the stakes and creating a spectacle from. That's one of the reasons why I love Dragon Ball so much, because it's just these powerful god entities just duking it out and just causing so much destruction and so much testosterone. But like, I'm fine with that. But
you're cutting out.
It's so fucking dumb when like a character comes in. Oh, of course I am. You two go on.
It's like these characters. They're kind of like the Cyclos from from Battlefield Earth. I mean, if you've seen Nostalgia Critic's review of that, they're not very intelligent. In fact, it's like, hey, we somehow took over this planet, but yet we're teaching the humans how to defeat us, and that screws us over in the end. But with the Time Jackers, they could easily end it. They could easily kill Sogo. In fact, they can clock up without a clock up pad. And it's like, oh, hey, we could just kill you now, but no, we're just gonna keep the show going on for about another 50 episodes. So yeah, we're gonna do this random thing to keep the plot going.
Like in every instance, like if a character had like the power to like pause time or like go fast, like there was limitations to it. Like clock up, you can only you can fight a monster with that. It was made to counter that monster with that exact speed, like with the same abilities, but it will only work for a certain amount of time. That's why we have like clock before it goes clock over, I know a lot of people complain about like Digimon in like Digimon Savers that like Marcus can punch a Digimon, but here's the thing, that had limitations to it. He could, Marcus could not punch out like mega level. He could only punch out rookies and champions. That's about it. You still there, Lex?
Yeah, I am.
All right. He could, Marcus could only punch out rookies and champions. I don't really think he's ever punched out an ultimate, and I don't really, and he can't punch out freaking mega level. That's you could argue that's god mining to an extent, but you could argue that's making him OP, but it's still limiting it. It still has limitations to it. He'll still punch them, but it's only to get the his Digi Soul going. But he doesn't routinely knock him out, ignoring the frickin' scene where he punches the three Venomyotismon in fucking Cross Wars. That I hate that shit. I do. Yeah. But here, no, just do what you want. Just don't use it to your advantage. Oh, just do it for pointless shit.
Yeah, we've sort of gotten away from the topic of White Wars. I think we said enough about it. White Wars sucks.
Oh yeah.
I think we should just go into the Time Jackers.
Actually no. There's a couple of things we missed. White Waz's thing with He just wanted friends.
Oh, that was dumb.
That was fucking dumb. Like, I don't, like, here's the thing, I don't mind, like, the themes of friendship being in a show about Kamen Rider, but this is not the way to do it. Like, it was presented in the most stupidest way possible, and not the stupid and juvenile. Like,
and it just comes a juvenile show done by Shirakura. What?
How ironic.
yeah, it's so freaking juvenile. Like, and it comes right the fuck out of nowhere. Like,
well, friendship is magic.
This is not fucking Friendship is Magic or Forza, where those were reoccurring themes. This is just suddenly I don't have any friends. My life sucks.
And that made me want to cause the apocalypse, because that's fucking normal.
Actually, no, that's another thing. That's the whole reason he got, like, you know, Kenzaki and Hajime in the Blade tribute to fight each other. Like, because, you know, if you saw Blade, you know, if one kills the other, and the other one still remains standing, then the world will end. Like, and it's like, why did he do all this? Because he has no friends.
He was bored, okay?
Oh god, and Whitewash sucks. I'm glad he's gone from the show, and we can have Blackwash. Yeah, that's really all we have to say. I think our next character is Tsukiyomi.
Yeah.
Let's say she's the girl. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just kind of there, and then you know, with her, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't dislike her. She's just kind of there. She, you know, like I said, she's the girl. But I don't remember what episode this was, but in one episode she says, "No, I honestly don't believe that you know, Sogo will become Zi-O." Then the very next episode, she pulls a 180 and she joins up with Whitewash, and she's like, "Sogo cannot be allowed to become Zi-O. It's inevitable to happen." It's like, well, you just took a big 180 then. It's like, make up your mind.
Yeah.
Like what kind of, like, what is this? Hashtag women logic or what?
Yeah, it's like, again, every time, like most of the characters in the show, they're either flip-flopping on their motivations, or it's like, or they're just, or they're either on the same level of stupid or selfish. That's like, it's hard to figure out who the fuck you're supposed to be rooting for. Like, I can't root for the main characters. They all suck. I can't root for the main villains. They all suck. Like, everyone and everything in the show sucks. Well, not everything. Most things definitely, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about Tsukiyomi. She was my favorite character until, like, I just realized, wow, you are really fucking boring.
Yeah,
I will admit, she tends to be the most level-headed out of them, and that's really her only real reason to exist. But unfortunately, she also suffered from this really... It reminded me of Ghost, where, like, Sogo would say something dumb, and then she would in the background would be, like, smiling, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like
I really hate it when, like, a character... It's, like, I only tend to see this in Toku, and I do not know why. I don't know if it's just Toy, or people working at Toy, and I do not like saying it is exclusively a Toku issue, because it most likely is not. But this tends to happen in the bad shows, where a character will say something really fucking dumb, and then someone will say, that's a good idea, or they'll smile at it. They'll pretend that, oh my god, you just did the most wonderful thing there, character, and I'm just like, why? Why do we try to justify this kind of crap?
Yeah, it's like Tsukiyomi, she has no character other than she's just the girl. She's hot.
Yeah, she's pretty.
She's hot.
She's pretty much the eye candy.
It's like she's hot. Like I'm all not that I don't mind. I don't mind that she's hot. But like that's it. Like
that would be really odd if you were angry she was hot. How dare she? How dare she be thick?
Yeah, it's like how dare she be thick? But yeah, that's really all we have to say about Tsukiyomi. The uncle
extra thick.
Yeah, the uncle
extra thick.
Yeah, the uncle is well, as we just he's
the dumb comic relief character. He can sometimes make me laugh at some of the things he says, but the recurring joke with him is that people will go to a shop to ask him to fix something, and it's a clock shop, but people will ask him to fix photos and radios and he doesn't really seem to have the spine to say, but we're a clock shop.
Yeah, it's like
and I don't find it funny. Yeah. I think it's just kind of dumb.
Well, like Ant-Man did this joke better, because at least with that it was only presented once, and it was because generally the MCU just has a lot of funny snark and snarky remarks and whatnot. Like Scott's just we serve ice cream, because again Scott had a backbone in that, so when don't get me wrong, you can make a joke out of someone not having a backbone. That's perfectly fine. So I don't know. It's just I just don't find it funny. I just don't think it's done very well, it's just Zi-O flexing its 5-year-old human muscles for no good reason. It's like Scott an Ant-Man. It's like welcome to Baskin Robbins. How may I help you? I want a burger, please. This is an ice cream shop. Pretzel, hot pretzel, extra mustard, nothing on it. Ice cream. We serve ice cream. During the first 14 episodes, he kept ignoring Gates trying to kill his fucking nephew. Yeah, it's the shit Sogo because going back to that the shit we said Sogo witnessing Dan turning people into monsters. He witnesses this on TV, and it's Sogo's wow, that's amazing, I'm gonna go check this guy out, and what's the uncle's reaction? Could you go out and buy some food for me? What the fuck?
The other thing with the uncle is that maybe Sogo wouldn't be such a dipshit if he disciplined him better. I mean, because
that's a funny thing. That's actually a plot point. That he never disciplined him.
Sogo probably wouldn't be as much of a dipshit if he disciplined him better. Now, granted, I can understand. When Sogo was young, his parents died in a tragic accident, and he was young when that happened, and he's just trying to be nice to him and comfort him, and I can understand for a while him still trying to comfort him because he's his nephew, he's his family, he loves him with all of his heart and soul, but at the same time it's dude, make sure to raise him right. Raise him to find out that there are consequences for his actions. Raise him to be a compassionate person. Raise him to be the best kind of person that he can be. But it's just oh no, you can just do whatever the fuck you want. Oh, you're still talking about those delusions about you being the king someday, even though you're 18 and there's no way for you to become the emperor of Japan because you weren't born in that lineage. Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna keep supporting you in that.
He does and that was the whole thing. And during the shit with another Zi-O, it's I didn't discipline you better. No, you think? Like...
Yeah, but the funny thing, he only disciplines Sogo over the fact that he can't admit he's lonely, which, don't get me wrong, like, it's important to tell Sogo to be honest with his emotions, but I do genuinely believe that there are better things to scold him about, like that he is retarded, and the fact that he's been going on about this king shit since he was a fucking child and you won't shut up about it. You're a goddamn adult, Sogo. Cut it out.
And need I mention the fact that he witnessed people getting turned into monsters and killed on TV, and his reaction was, "Wow, that's so cool. I'm gonna check this out." You didn't give a damn. You're just like, I just need to get my damn dinner ready.
It's like Gates and Tsukiomi were the only people to react to that like normal human beings, which is overall why they had better characters than Sogo and the uncle.
Yeah.
But still not great, but still not good
characters. And it's like there was that one point where it's like where Gates is trying to frickin' kill Sogo in the damn house, I like to add, and his uncle hears the ruckus and he doesn't do anything about it. He's just like, oh, okay.
Just another day in my clock shop.
What?
Pretty much.
What is wrong with you? How would you react if, I don't know, someone tried to rob you? Uncle, there's a gun. There's a man with a gun in here. Oh, that's nice. Invite him over for breakfast. See if he wants to have breakfast. He's pointing it at me. Oh, that's cute. He says you better give me the money right now or I'll shoot your nephew. Oh, that's great. Ask him if he likes pancakes. And then,
Oh, there's the gunshot in the background.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really all.
Then again, this is Sogo's family lineage that we're talking about. So
yeah. All right. Anyways, done with the uncle. On to the villains. Like, we kind of already said these guys just suck as villains. We're not going over them individually because they're not really that interesting. They're not really that interesting as villains.
Yeah, and who knows? Schwartz seems to be a puppet master, so there's going to be a lot more to say about him after the show ends. So I'll just say that if Schwartz really is the puppet master, then what the fuck is his goal? What the hell does he want?
Yeah.
And why do I get the feeling it's going to be really fucking stupid?
I don't.
Tune in to find out.
Yeah. Yeah, but these, not only are these guys just not interesting, they just suck as villains.
They're just three fucking misfits, they find a homeless bum on the street, I can't speak.
Okay, I'll do it. During the first 4 episodes, at least, 14, I mean, their main goal is, at first, I mean, until the stuff with Schwartz, it's their main goal is to find, someone to replace Omagio. Why? I don't know. Maybe they just don't like him or something. I don't know. Nothing about these guys is explained, but let's just for the sake of let's just pretend for the sake of argument that it does make sense. The way they carry it out is so fucking stupid. They want to find someone to replace, Omagio. They need the other writers to replace Omagio. They, instead of going after, I don't know, people who might be interested in, being, a conqueror or just, have, kingly desires, they just go after fucking random Joe Schmoes, stick ride watches in them, and, expect them to do all the rest of the work. I guess.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. And again, they're way too damn OP.
And
they can just snap their fingers, pause time, and do whatever the hell they want. Like, literally, at the start of the Ryeguy tribute, like, you had Ura and Schwartz. Like, Ura was just standing there, like, smashing, like, a mirror, and he could snap his fingers and reverse it so he could smash it again. It's like, how fucking powerful are these schmucks?
yeah, just, like, and it's like, and again, like, you have an easy solution. Well, it's like, okay, since we again, since Schwartz can't do it because he has a different kind of motivation. But I don't know what it is,
So it seems.
But like, what was stopping the other two from just pause time, stab Sogo, and boom, your goal is accomplished. Like,
exactly.
If you don't want them to take the easy way out, then don't give them the easy way out. Like, or at least limit it in some way. Like, if
they say they can only freeze time at like certain pivotal moments or something like that.
Yeah, or like time, or this kind of thing doesn't allow you to kill, and like killing is a no-no or something. It'd probably be dumb, but
like say that they can freeze time, but they can't affect the world when they pause time. Once they pause time, it is paused, and they can't affect it. The only way they can affect the world is if they unpause it and affect it as it's moving. But no, they don't establish any rule. They just made them too damn powerful.
Yeah, it's like, I don't get you guys. What are you trying to do here? And it's like it's like, again, like we had an instance like, where I keep forgetting her name. Like
Aura.
Aura. Yeah, I'm sorry if I keep remembering their names. I just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's
the chick time jacker.
Yeah, the one who looks like a familiar Toku actress. I don't know.
I don't know. We pretty much got the manipulator, the kid, and the broad.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, again, like when Gates go to perform their double rider kick, she pauses time, points their kicks towards each other, and on Frieza, they clash and they get knocked back. Like, just, I don't understand what they're trying to accomplish here. Like, especially like Schwartz. Like, what's he trying to do here? Like again, he goes back in time to like 2009 to pick a bunch of kids off from a bus to become Omageo. It's like, okay, but again, metatextually, like from a meta perspective, like, okay, kids from the 2000s, Kuga, fine, but in the actual context, this makes no sense. Like,
I mean, like 2000 is obviously the start of the millennium. I don't know if that has something to do with it. I mean, I understood that, like, then again, and it's common knowledge for Kamen Rider fans to know that Kuga was the first Heisei rider, and it came out in the year 2000. I guess it's mainly a meta thing, but it's just kind of like, you could pick out pretty much any year, be like, oh, hey, this person born in 1971, or hey, this person born in 2011, and it's just like it's like is there a purpose to this? Or is it just a meta joke? Is it because it's the beginning of the millennium, or what?
I don't know, but for some reason he thought frickin' kids, like frickin' kids, would be the perfect choice to be a future king. Like,
yeah, well, just like their random jackoffs that they decided, hey, you're gonna be the king, become this another rider, boom.
Yeah, like, do you have anything to say here, Lex? Buddy?
No, I think I've screamed about them enough.
It's just like
they're just pointless. I don't like them. They pick the dumbest fucking people. Like the choices get a little better as time goes on. You know, like DX said, there's Kuruto, and then there's Dark Shinji, and then the Inama Zi-O choice I thought was a pretty decent choice, at least in the context of like the backstory and stuff like that. And then the choice of Inama Blade I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Like, there's.
But then again, the person who chose another Blade wasn't even a time jacket. It was White was.
Yeah. Like. For. Yeah, these guys aren't good villains. It's like, I'm hoping something. Well, I doubt it. Will be explained about them. Maybe.
Yeah, explanation. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's it's what this show and that word do not go together.
Hey, here's a scary thought. What if Shirakura and Jonathan Shikora met each other?
I don't know. Do you have anything to say about the Time Jackers?
They need to quit time jacking off.
All right.
I don't know. Just like, I don't know. Just like you got. I don't know. They're just their plans aren't very well thought out. They have easy solutions, which is kind of why. And it's kind of different if Schwartz is like a manipulator, which that's pretty much what he's coming off as. But as far as like Ur or whatever you want to call him, and then crap, geez, that other chick is really forgettable, isn't she? Like, what was her name again?
I don't know.
Aura.
Okay, like JoJo. Aura. Anyways, I guess we could really call them the dumb kid and the dumb broad, considering that they don't see the easy solutions to their problems.
Yeah, also
and also they all treat each other like crap. Like because if you remember, like Haru was another Kikai, because Schwartz they all treat each other like crap. Actually, the funny thing is that like the child is like the nicest one. Like he treats them both with respect, but the other two treat each other like crap, and I'm just like what the I know they're villains, and seeing villains, being all like teamwork is bizarre, but it's just like what, like especially after the Kikai shit, you kind of don't understand why he fucking stays with them.
Yeah, like is it because he had nowhere else to go? Like did
they his only family, so to speak, or what?
If they, I swear to God, if they pull that, it's like it's be fucking eye rolling. They're probably. I bet you they would probably say it like in the episode where he, I don't know, dies or something. I don't know, but that's really all you have to say about the Time Jackers. They suck. They just do. They're not good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't find them threatening, interesting, and not very intelligent for that matter. Like, that's really about it. Anything else?
As far as Time Jacker goes, nah, can't think of any.
You, Lex?
Nope, nothing else.
All right. Anyway, so let's move on to the aesthetics. Essentially,
I do generally enjoy the suits of the show. I like the base suit for Zi-O, Gates, and Waz. The armors are hit and miss. My favorite is the Decade armor. My least favorite is probably the X8 armor, because that looks really dumb.
Yeah. Especially
because of the bloody mallets on his arms. But for the most part, I do like the armor. I think my only real problem with them is that the bloody shoulder pads are always ridiculous. Like for like the build armor, it's the full bottles. For like the exit armor, it's the gash axe. I just think that's a bit too silly, and it makes the suits look a lot more cumbersome to work in. And I'm just like, but that's really about it. I do enjoy the armors. I do enjoy sort of like the labeling motif of it. You know how like everything's labeled in the show with either katakana or hiragana.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Yeah. So one thing that I always think of whenever I see the Gaim armor is how the orange sliced blades are like on his shoulders. That always comes off as insectoid to me. Like I know it's not supposed to be an insect, but it kind of comes off as either spider legs or praying mantis arms. Like that's just immediately what I think whenever I see the Gaim armor. But that aside, it's kind of being like decade without just turning into a previous rider, other than the belt changing, other than when he turned into Ichigo and his belt looked just like Ichigo's Typhoon belt for some unexplained reason. But
yeah,
superhero Tyson, everyone.
Yeah.
There's a simple explanation for that, but yeah, I like the armors. I like how their belts spin around, and then that bell chime. Not bell chime. The clock tower noise. Before it says "Rider Tie," and I also think that the idea of the future riders is pretty interesting. Like you've got Shinobi, Quiz, and Kikai, which. Interestingly, Shinobi was played by the same guy that played Star Ninja, so ninjas. And then Quiz is played by Red Buster, and then Kikai is played by the guy that played Kikaider in the Kikaider reboot. You can tell that their suits are just repainted and taking different parts of previous random riders and putting them together. But I still think that that's pretty interesting that you've got future riders, and I think they look pretty cool too. And then we're supposed to get a Kamen Rider Ginga soon, which means that all three of the big major Toku series. Let's see, Sentai had Seiju Sentai Gingaman, Ultraman had Ultraman Ginga. Now Kamen Rider has Kamen Rider Ginga. The Ginga circle is now complete.
Yeah. I do like the future riders. I like their concepts. I do genuinely want like a ninja themed Kamen Rider in the future, and I hope like Shinobi's existence doesn't mess with that.
Yeah.
I do like Kikai's theme. Quiz is probably my least favorite because like a quiz trivia themed rider, that's a bit too silly for me personally.
Yeah.
But I did like his suit.
Yeah.
And the act of playing him, of course. So.
Yeah. And also, Quiz's belt is like probably the first belt to have a female voice.
Yeah, technically. And look, it's
unless if you count Kivala or Kivara, it's kind of potato.
Yeah, but she really wasn't really a belt though. She was just like a little bat thing.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to count that.
But yeah, my favorite armor is probably like the wizard armor. My favorite's probably like the wizard armor. My least favorite is the Gaim armor. It's like I
don't hate the Gaim armor. It's just kind of a clusterfuck to me.
Yeah.
And like it just like it kind of ruins the thematic of the armor.
Yeah.
Because like for some reason Gaim's face is on the chest and it's weird.
Yeah. I don't understand why. Yeah, as for like the gear, it's fine. It's like Geodes is kind of basic sword turns into gun type weapon the Zcon blade, I think it's called.
Yeah, the Zcon blade. We have the Zcon Jackson, the Zcon Death Spear. which I do like Waz's weapon because there's 3 modes: a spear mode, a scythe mode, and the Riddler mode.
Yeah. No, I wish the toy was as cool, but you know.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I love the ride watchers. I genuinely do.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty nice. Granted, when I first saw them, the first thing that came to mind was the shurikens from the Ninja, but unlike those, these are a lot better engineered.
Oh, yeah, they function so much better than the bloody shurikens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, it's like, I think that's about it. Let's see. Oh, music. The music in the show has been pretty good.
I love Overcourtser.
Love the theme song.
Oh, yeah.
Love the theme song. It's great.
The beginning of Overcourtser, before the lyrics come up, the beginning of it seriously reminds me of something out of the Freedom Planet soundtrack. That's, like, as soon as I first heard that, I thought, hey, this reminds me of Freedom Planet. I don't know, that's just me.
Yeah. I love Overcourtser. It's very, very techno-y, and I love it. Like,
it's catchy too.
Yeah. That's like the one, like, I've been, it's like, the background music in the show is also pretty good as well. It's, I do like the, like, it's like Geode's, like, fight music, like, dun 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I don't really pay attention to the instrumental stuff, but from what I remember, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really all we have to say. So yeah, Geode so far has not been very good. It easily beat out Ghost for, like, I know this is still kind of early to say, but, like, we're 30 episodes in, 31, I believe now. Like,
and also the fight scenes. I do like the fight scenes. They're decent.
Yeah.
Not the best fight scenes ever, but I like the fight scenes.
Yeah,
the direction's pretty good.
Yeah, I know but, like, we're 30 episodes in. It's too late for this show to redeem itself at this point. I don't really see it getting any better.
And not to mention, the next tribute is Akito, a show that Shirakura actually worked on, and another Akito is literally another Akito. I think that's dumb. I don't care if people. I know a lot of people think. I know a lot of people think it's fucking hilarious, which is good for you, but I just think it's dumb.
Yeah.
Honestly, I honestly saw that coming a mile away. As soon as I first heard about the concept of the Another Riders, I thought, okay, there's 2 ways that they can go about this. They can either use the original Another Agito from the Agito show as a cop-out, or they can make their own version of Another Agito for Geo, but to differentiate it, what would we call it? Would we call it Another Agito Geo version, or would we call it another Agito?
Jesus.
But I mean, it makes sense. I will admit, using the original Another Agito suit, it makes sense. I mean, it did look like a more monstrous version of Agito, and you could think of it as the original Another Rider, but at the same time, it's a cop-out. It's like, hey guys, we're gonna use Kino as our Another Agito to, and like, I can understand saving money on budget and whatnot, but at the same time, just like I don't mean to sound repetitive, but it really is a cop-out. But at the same time, I can tolerate it, I suppose. I mean, it's not the worst. It is nowhere near the worst decision ever made in a Toku show. Not by a long shot.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it isn't. It just annoys me because, like,
I think
to me, it's just so fucking lazy, and it's so fucking light the production team. So
yeah. So yeah, I already gave my thoughts on, like, what I think of Geo so far. Ulex?
Yeah, worse than Ghost. I hate this. I've been hating every bloody suffering second of this show. I only watch it because I am pretty tired of Kamen Rider, and I'm not gonna just give up on it. I'm not really that kind of person. It's easier for me to give up on Sentai than it is Rider. I don't know. I just it's not a show I want to put down despite how much I hate it. I just want to see where it goes, and it's still interesting to talk about this show and sort of like rip it apart anyway. So I don't mind at the end of the day. And again, I just hope that the Ryeguy era has a better start than the Heisei era had an ending, because my god, this is such a flaccid, awful way to end this era of Kamen Rider.
Yeah. You DX?
Well, I'll be honest. I'll take Zi-O over Ghost any day. That's just my personal opinion.
All right.
I guess mainly because Ghost was just kind of meh, other than like the aesthetics, and previous riders come back, and I like the aesthetics are more entertaining to me in Zi-O than they were in Ghost. But that aside, I watch it for entertainment. It's definitely not perfect. Not the best way to end the era of the Heisei Kamen Riders, but not the worst Toku show I've ever seen either. So, overall, it's okay, pretty good at times, but not perfect.
All right. Yeah, so that's pretty much about it. I'm Ryeguy.
I'm Malurka.
And I'm that guy that named himself after a video game.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time, whenever that is. Later.